This week on the channel, we're going back in time, 30 years into the past, with Kodacolor, an expired film from 1987. 36 exposures from this ancient film into a camera from 1959, the Super Contaflex, a 35mm camera with a 50mm Carl Zeiss lens. Join us on the adventure. Will expired film produce decent negatives? Will expired film produce decent images in color, self-developed? Find out. Is the Kodak or the Kodacolor 400, not to be confused with Kodachrome, because Kodachrome, the only thing you can develop that in is in black and white, and that's just a standard color film. And I'm probably going to shoot it with this little fella here that I found. This is has a Zeiss lens on it, a Zeiss Tessar lens of 2.8, 50mm, and this is a 35mm camera, of course. I think this was made in just after the war in 1957 until the early 60s, and this is a Contaflex Super model. Very typical in Germany and Austria. It's a solid piece of kit. Just listen to this, huh? I mean, this is like a tank. If you drop this thing, it ain't gonna break. It's pretty heavy. It's like a brick. So let's have some fun. There's a waterfall over here. I'm going to have a look at that. I'm going to do some shots, some B-roll, of course, and maybe we shoot with this guy. And I've also got a SJCAM 124. The SJCAM has a Portra 400 in it, which is kind of nice with this kind of misty scenery. I'm going to turn the camera around just to have a look, so you show you what's in the background here. Just knock over the tripod over here. Just turn that over here. I'm still filming. I mean, look at that. That's just beautiful out there. Let's just tilt it up. Isn't that wonderful? Just bring the exposure down here. Yeah. That's the distance. So, can't beat that, huh? completely different. We're going to shoot with the Contaflex, the same shot with that expired Kodacolor film, which is rated at 400 ASA, and basically the same as the Portra, but I'm going to overexpose it by 1 stop. And I'm using a cable release. This camera is pretty old, and you can see that the tripod mount is pretty knackered. But if I'm careful enough, I should get away with this. So, let's shoot it. Let's do it. Okay, that sounded like something. So I took a shot. Yeah. So what I didn't get with this camera is this little wheel over here, right, actually controls the aperture. You can see the aperture here moving while I turn the wheel on the little Contaflex. So I'm going to go for F8. Actually, let's go for F11. And my shutter speed, right, I'm going to just put it around here. Well, reduce the shutter speed to 125. Let's overexpose. Bring our aperture back to where it should be. F11. Now that's ready to go. As I said, the tripod's a bit wonky on this thing. Oh, you want to know what I'm shooting? I'm going to shoot that farmhouse up there. Let's see how that goes. So here are how the negatives kind of turned out. Really difficult to scan. I'm scanning all my negatives at the moment. Yeah, and this is what happened to the end of the film. It just fell apart. It really just fell apart. Let me show you over here. You can see the sprockets have just disintegrated. Now I don't think it was the camera. The camera we had quite a few rolls of film through it, but I think it just got brittle and it just. This is what happened to the end of it. This was gone. You can throw this away. But however, I did get some negatives off this reel. Now, for the next time, I think I'll definitely overexpose by at least 3 stops. So my images seem to be a bit, what would you say, underexposed. But having said that, you know, it's the first time I've ever done this, and I'm quite impressed that I actually got this to work. Now, I did develop for 6 minutes instead of 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Negatives are kind of very dark. Usually I expect kind of an orange color negative, but that might have been the actual substrate from that time. Yeah, I don't really know enough about that stuff, to be honest. But it's brittle basically, and that's a problem with expired film, especially when it's over 30 years old. But as you can see, I have results. So my daughter and I decided to go into the woods and shoot some film. Georgia is shooting with a Canon 600 loaded with some Agfa slide film, which is also 30 years old. I set that camera with +2 times exposure compensation. Probably +3 would be better, that I've learned now with my own experience with the film that I shot, the Kodacolor. I have to say it was extraordinarily difficult to load that film into the Jobo tank, and when it came out in pieces, it was not fun. It's definitely just brittle. I mean, I lost a number of shots on it, but at the same time, I got some interesting shots. It was fun to do. Definitely fun to do. Recommended to do. I would definitely overexpose quite a lot and push in the development process. That's what I've learned from it, and that seems to be true. So it's 1 stop per decade. That's what they reckon. That's the kind of general rule. Also depends on how the film was stored. And in my case, I think it was just left in the basement, and it just got dusty and dry. I did pre-soak that film as well, I believe, so I would recommend that as well. The color shifted a bit; it's a bit yellow, and it's lost some of its reds, I guess. Yeah, there's not much you can do in post without it becoming really grainy and noisy. The shot here of the meadow was one of my favorite shots that I got. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it, and I'd like to thank all my subscribers who watch my channel each week. We're coming up to 350. Actually, I think I've passed that. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. It encourages me to make more videos. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Until next time, thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell, and hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.